And Stevie B, Boston representing. We were talking about Boston sports all the time, every day. Right now, the football season is running hot. We'll get into basketball soon and what I think about what the Celtics are doing. But right now, this whole argument that Tom Brady isn't going to play past 41 or is going to fall off a cliff or is going to be some decline because of the age quarterbacks get to, and they make the Warren Moon argument, the Brett Favre argument, all this, that, and the third. What people must understand is, or the Peyton Manning argument. Here's the thing. Peyton Manning had had neck surgeries and a couple back surgeries, and never was a gunslinger. Look at the way he throws the ball. It wasn't about Peyton threw with his arm. His arm was gonna go dead eventually. Brett Favre, gunslinger, but Brett Favre had been throwing interceptions. It wasn't that Brett Favre couldn't do it anymore. It's that Brett Favre ran around playing old school, throwing interceptions and just getting beat up and shit like that. Brett Favre was bound to get old, okay? Yeah, he had some greatness in him. He still has an arm, probably right now. But he can't get out there and do it anymore. You know, the mistake, Brett Favre isn't a cerebral assassin the way a Peyton Manning and a Tom Brady are. So the way he played was susceptible to age. You know, Peyton Manning was never a gunslinger at all. The man was all mental, all right, with this weird overhand throwing motion. And then you get a couple neck surgeries, and yeah, you find a way to do it. But at the end of the day, your arm is gonna go dead at some point if that's the way you throw. It's not about mechanics; it's about your arm. You know, and your arm is. Peyton Manning was very accurate. Peyton Manning never had a gun, a cannon. Very accurate thrower. The man, timing, accuracy, and knowing where everybody's supposed to be. That's what Brady got down. That's what makes Tom Brady and Peyton Manning the best quarterbacks of our generation, of a generation, is because these dudes weren't. You're not talking about Drew Brees, who can. Drew Brees is good. The man can slang it. I ain't mad at him. The man can read defenses, whatever. But what I'm talking about is these two dudes over the course of their careers have had to survive without great targets sometimes. Or well, Peyton Manning had great targets, but he doesn't have Brady's arm. Brady doesn't have the biggest arm, but he has an arm. He doesn't have Brady's mechanics of throwing. He doesn't even have Brady's footwork. Peyton Manning used to be tap dancing like a motherfucker, you know. So that coupled with what we know about Brady, his diet, he's different, and he hasn't been beaten up. This man is going to keep playing this way. And then they talk about the thing is, they talk about the quarterbacks that come once they come down from their excess greatness, they're good. You know, he hasn't. He's elevated. He's continued this year. He's elevated his game. And see, what we'll find out in the next 3 games is exactly what my point is. Brady has actually elevated his game this year to greater than we've seen because he's actually saying, "I'm gonna get it done." You know, Psycho Tom developed, like I told y'all, because in him just going with the open receiver and all the other shit that led him to us to losing Super Bowls and led him to being looked at as, well, he's great, but you know what happened to Clutch Brady back in the early days? You know, no, Brady's like, fuck that. He's back to Clutch. He said, I'm gonna hit whoever you give me, and they're giving him guys. I mean, these guys aren't slouches, you know. So ultimately, at the end of the day, Brady will be playing till at least 43. I'm saying that 43. I'm calling it 43 because that is when I feel like he'll dip down the average. And Brady, if he can't get it done physically, that's when he'll say, okay, I gotta go. And he's gonna let it happen. 43. All right. 43 is my prediction. Stevie B, YouTube. Like my videos. It is what it is, man. I'm Boston all day. I'm gonna keep coming with knowledge and facts that I know from, I don't know, a history of loving sports, a history of loving commentation, a history of loving debate, a history of playing the game. I know the game of football. I know a few other games too. I'll see what comes.